Hey there, happy Tuesday there, it's me Victor. Hopefully y'all having a great trading week. Just gonna go over one particular setup that hopefully y'all can learn something from this. Again, all of these are mainly geared towards those who are learning about the market. Again, I'm not gonna claim that I am a financial guru. I'm not. This channel is mainly geared towards those who are learning en route of becoming a successful trader, and hopefully y'all can learn something from me, okay? But pretty much the setup in front of you is the exact same setup that I've been learning over the past 2 years in a sense. Once more, I've been in this game for about 7 years. Really tried everything, but really kind of, as you progress as a trader, you really want to focus on really your playbook, and that comes down to a couple setups that you do over and over again. And I see a lot of people in this business trade randomly, and whenever you trade randomly, you're going to get random results, okay? So this is a textbook episodic pivot. Everyone has their own really definition of what an EP is in a sense, but I have this written down. I'm not going to read it all to you, but pretty much an EP to me is like, it's like in a movie in a sense. It's like a shift. It's like an outlook, like something within the structure of the company is changing. It's like a surprise to the markets, and most of the times their earnings or even biosector can run. But it's a textbook EP. You get pauses and read. I'm not going to read it to you. But pretty much in a nutshell, an EP and episodic pivot to me is, I think if I use the analogy like a movie, it's pretty much like the next chapter. It's like a dramatic change, and you want really three things you want, I think, in the EP. Number one, you want a volume, and you want it to be a surprise to the market. You want massive volume coming in compared to prior, and you want a story behind it. You want legs. You want a reason for this to continue, okay? You don't just want to buy something randomly. You want something, you want fuel. You want a reason for a stock to go up, And this is earnings. So really volume, earnings, and, well, volume, news, okay? And as well ADR, average daily range. You want something that's going to move, okay? And again, not all EPs are going to work. Mainly they work whenever the market's rising. Currently, right now, we're not pretty much in a good swing trading environment, in my opinion. As you can see, all the moving averages are serving downwards. But this is a business, and like any other business, that does not mean that there's not going to be opportunities. Your job is to pretty much just, whenever you see your setup, in a sense, take it. And I've been taking some setups here and there, and sometimes they have not been working. Like I talked about in my last video, which on Reborn Coffee, for instance, I took this setup, and ideally you wanted more continuation, open range highs, but it faded, and that happens, your pattern's not going to work all the time. Like an APLD, same exact deal. I took this long, and you want continuation, but it faded, and it happens. Same type of deal on STAI, I believe. Yeah, same type of deal. You thought it would continue, range break, no, it faded. But again, your job is to take the setups, and you want to come out a positive net gainer. Okay, I don't regret taking those trades. I will do it over again because my system deviates. I do, but I just want you to understand that whenever you're looking at a play, okay, this video lesson is mainly geared towards understanding why. Why are you going to buy the particular stock? Okay, most people trade to stay busy. Do not do that. If you trade to stay busy, you're most likely not going to make it in the end. Okay, your goal is longevity. Your goal is survival, and I call it the circle of why. What, how, why. Everyone knows what they're doing. They want to trade stocks. Okay, but not many people understand the why, the root cause of what they're going to buy. And you have to have a thesis behind it, and you have to have really conviction within the setup you're trading. Otherwise, you're just going to get lucky. You don't want to trade off luck. You want to be here for the long run. Okay, but every morning you wake up, see the scans, do your back testing, do why is the stock gapping up. Like for instance, like we have the big percent gainers today. I tried to get long with things like this. ENVB, the news on it was not good. First off, these small cap runners, most of them, they all fell. Like, can you see here? They all faded the gap today. Congrats whoever did get short these. Same thing with which one was it? TRNR. I did get long this one. I believe it was off the dip at 210, and I didn't lock in profits. I'm working on it, and it faded the entire gap. Things like this is why I can't really have conviction. Go to's a nice one. nice earnings one. I don't keep it on the radar. It's the exact same type of pattern, you know. Recent charts ideal. ADR is 8.2%. But these small cap runners, you have to find what works best for you. I'm not saying you can't trade it. I'm just saying whenever I'm at work, it's hard to manage this because I'm not gonna be able to be in front of the screens most of the time. So with stocks like PRCH, I can use a set stop, you know, which is low of day. But it's just so hard with these micro runners. But for instance, PRCH, okay, the why, earnings, had positive revenue, had positive growth, and I want to encourage you, always use something, deep view, scans. FinViz is really free, and I want to show you this powerful tool it has on here, okay? Look at this chart, 5-star. Whenever you look at a stock, the first thing you should do is look at the past, okay? Because the past is your best option. The past you want to see if a stock has ran before. You don't want to, well, not necessarily, because an EP sometimes is a surprise to the market, yes. But if the stock has ran prior, that's even a plus into that factor. And this has ran in the past, okay? Always look at the long-term chart. We're coming out of this nice basing area since last October. This last October, you had this nice, my pencil here, hold up, see it going. Yeah, since last October, earnings and kind of faded the gap, consolidation and another gap, and just in this consolidation phase, we had a nice gap out of the range. But I want to go back a couple months prior to this. I did catalog this. I did not do videos because I wasn't doing videos back then. But pretty much back here, the exact same scenario. You know, earnings, range break, earnings, run up, consolidation, same thing, and same thing there. But I didn't play this. So I got it here, not there. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but you always want to put the stock into overall context. Okay, look left. Look how has the stock participated in the past, and again, volume. Pay attention to volume. Look at the volume. Okay, volume is a telltale sign. Okay, so that's why I got long this stock. Number one, I don't just say the earnings and buy it. No, I do my due diligence. I look at the chart, look at the market cap. The market cap's under, it's roughly 670 million. That's ideal. It has room to grow. As I mentioned, earnings as well. Earnings growth this year, very good. And as well, a story. You want a reason for this to go up. There's already buy ratings on this, upgraded to I think $8, I believe. Not sure. I think so. I'm not sure. But you want a reason for this to go up. Like you want legs. Yeah, look. Benchmark maintains buy and port to $10. Now I don't really give I don't give two rats ass. It's just fuel. It's rocket fuel. That makes any sense. Because you have people on FinTwits and all this other nonsense just buying random shit. But I want you to understand why you're buying what you're buying. And as long as look at this. Go over here on FinViz. I love FinViz. Okay, it's amazing. Financials, and you can see that within every earnings report, this has had positive reactions to earnings, as you can see here in this column. Every positive, not every one of them, but most of the earnings reports, they're all positive that day. Most of them. There's only really 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 4 times out of the last earnings cycle reports since 2022 that there has not been a positive reaction. Okay, today was a nice, today was a nice gain. You know, 85% gain. Last time was November, roughly a 60% gain. So this reacts positive to earnings. The only downplay is sometimes it doesn't hold its gap. Sometimes it fades the gap, as you can see with this earnings day here, you know. But today's volume is much larger than this volume, and we did close a lot better than this one here. So I do believe this will gap up. As you can see, it did close quite well today at $7. Well, close pretty much where the pre-market high is. Yeah, if I can, I mean, I don't really show this. I guess I can. Is it on here? Options. Yeah, so we did close pretty much right near market highs. And I did, now, again, with these EPs, episodic pivots, you really want to get in right away. But sometimes you will get faked out. As you see these trend lines here, I want you to set price alerts. Wherever you are, always have these wherever they are. They're just range alerts, and I get notified on my phone. So whenever they hit, I can see, okay, that's where it broke out of that range. Okay, cool. Set my stop from there. And you really want to buy as it's breaking 520. Okay, because that's really the ideal entry with this. But sometimes, now with this strategy, the low of day is your stop. Always. Okay, the low of day is stop. So for instance, the low of today was 646, which is roughly, no, the low of the day was 460, I'm sorry. Low of day was 42. 42 was low of day. It's pretty much, yeah. You want to buy opening range highs, and sometimes you will get shaked out, okay? And I didn't buy this until the dip right here at 520. Then I used that low of day as a stop. A low of day at 480, okay? Because look how beautifully it held this trend line of 520. And that trend line goes all the way back. It's not even a line, it's just a price glitch I set back a while back. Because I was kind of anticipating the range break a couple of weeks ago. Right here, if I can show you. You probably already see it, what I'm talking about. But I set this range, this orange line, it's just a trend line. I set it because I thought we were going to break out of this channel here, but we kind of rejected. So I kept that just in case in the future it would hit, and it did hit today. And I saw it earnings, and that's why I got long. And sometimes you will, I noticed most of these stocks do dip. They offer numerous opportunities. So if you do miss it, I don't want you to chase the stock up, okay? With these EPs, they're going to offer multiple ranges. And for you, like for instance, I don't advise you chasing a stock. I like waiting for a dip. And sometimes you don't get that dip. Sometimes you have to somewhat chase. And you can buy an EP any time of the day as long as it's not above the average true range of the stock. Which the average true range of the stock is 59 cents, okay? So really, you don't want to buy it. You could have bought it pretty much before it broke out of this high day 580. Because the longer you don't want to chase it up, you know. In this case, it would have worked out really well, or buying over the high day break. But I like getting off a dip. It minimizes my risk reward. So that's what I did, okay. And again, a story, and they announced something today. I believe they have upcoming events, so that's really good. Again, I'm not pumping this stock. This is just a video lesson showing you what a particular pattern I trade in the episodic pivot. I don't really care about this company. I just trade the momentum. And the fact that they have upcoming attendance investor events is good. It's a story because you know they're going to be announcing more news over the course of the next month. And they're a software company, and software hasn't really good lately. So who knows how high this can go? I don't know how high this can go. I'm just here trading the momentum, okay? But ideally with this strategy, you want to trail the 10-day. And most of the time, they do offer, as I mentioned, numerous opportunities down the road. Like for instance, in the best case scenario, this does not gap up tomorrow, fine. If it has a red day, good. Let it have a red day. Because most of these stocks set up a red day and have another continuation run. Just like we've seen on, I guess HIMS is not a bad example, is it? Oh no, let's see, ASTS broke out of a range today. That was a good one. I'm trying to find an example where most of these stocks set up a run and they have numerous, well, let's look at last year's EP. This was a last year's EP galore. I'm trying to find a good example. That's not really a good one. Let's see. POTR had nice ones back in the day. Okay, this is a good one, I would say. Here we go. So let's say that let's go back. Let's say that PRCH does not gap up. Fine, whatever. You want this to consolidate. You had an earnings here. Let it base, then let it break out again. It's the stocks move in stairs. Okay, you want buyers to come in. So whenever there is a dip towards entry levels, that is what's going to attract buyers. Okay, so let it pull back if it does, and let it do its thing. Same type of deal. Was it one here? No. Well, here's kind of one. It kind of gapped. It's kind of find a hard setup. It's kind of hard to find it, but you understand what I'm saying, okay? If not, then just study the past. There's numerous cataloged of this, but this is what you really want back here in the day. Okay, you want a red day or some sort of that, then a range break. Then a range break. If it goes sideways like this for a couple of days, that's a 5-star flag. Then a range break. If not, let it do its thing. Let it continuation, let it run, trail the 10-day. That's what I do. and it's pretty much the exact same setup over and over and over and over again. And I hope this makes sense to you. If not, you need to study the past. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to master, in a sense, keep a database of that particular pattern in a freaking slideshow like I have here. Okay, just do it. Just do it. Okay. But yeah, ideally continuation for this one upcoming week. Trail 10 day, episodic pivot, same thing over and over again. Okay. But I'll see y'all next time.